Ah, the new line chef is here. Have you always wanted to learn how to run and manage your own kitchen in Kitchen Rush? Well, you've come to the right place because tonight we'll be teaching you everything you need to know in order to set up Kitchen Rush. So, welcome to Conquering Boredom. I'm your host, Marcus Howe, and we do a lot of board game reviews and how to plays here on this channel. If that sounds interesting to you, then please consider subscribing. But in the meantime, grab your notebook and pen and get ready to take some orders. Kitchen Rush is a game where you'll be taking on the roles of the kitchen staff in order to run and manage the kitchen. You'll be doing everything from taking orders to seating customers and preparing their dishes and serving them. So let's start with all of the components so you know what everything is. First off, we have several different decks. And the first one we'll take a look at are the orders. Now, there are several different orders and each one is dictated by a different colored background. But on the back of the card, they'll all have the same green background with a waitstaff on it. On the other side, up at the top, you will find a name of the dish. Over to the left of the name, you'll find the size plate that dish requires. Next, you'll find the ingredients just below that. So you'll have an area where the physical ingredients and then the spices. Finally, over to the right of the ingredients, you'll find the number of times that dish needs to be cooked. Down at the bottom, you may see a star or two. This denotes how many stars or prestige that this dish will earn you by preparing it. Over in the bottom right corner, you'll find a little gold coin with a number. This tells you how many gold coins you'll earn for preparing this dish. Now, there are three different categories. There are the yellow, blue, and green. The yellow ones are the easiest and most basic. They earn you no prestige points, but they often require fewer ingredients and fewer cook and prep time. Next are the blue, which are a little bit more sophisticated dishes, usually earn you 1 prestige points and earn you a little bit more coin, but they usually take a little bit more time to prepare and a little bit more ingredients. Finally, there are the green cards, which are by far the most prestigious dishes that you can prepare. They require the most ingredients and the most prep time in order to make, but they do earn you the most money and prestige points for preparing them. Now, a couple of the dishes may require you to prepare 2 different dishes. Now, you'll see 2 different plates and 2 sets of ingredients on those cards. Just know, whenever you take one of those cards, you'll need to prepare both of those dishes in order to complete that specific order. Next, you'll have the upgrade cards. They'll be the greenish gray cards with the chef on the back. You flip them over, up at the top, they'll have a description of the upgrade that they provide, as well as a gold coin with a number in it. That's how much that upgrade costs. Next, you'll have the event cards. They'll be the purple cards with the waitstaff carrying a bunch of dirty dishes. Now, up at the top, you'll have the name of the event, as well as just below that, the description of the event. Next, you'll have the objective cards. They'll be the red cards with a fierce-looking chef on the back. Now, you'll have 2 different types. You'll have the basic objectives and the normal objectives. On the basic objectives, you'll have the objective type up at the top, which denotes that it is a basic objective. Then you'll have the number of players, the objective requirements, and finally, the difficulty of that objective. Next, you'll have the prestige cards. They'll be the bluish gray cards with a regal looking chef on the background. Flip them over, up at the top you'll have the name of the prestige bonus as well as a description of the bonus that card provides. Next, you'll have the game board. Now, the game board will have a lot of different elements on it, but first off are the action slots. There are 2 different kinds. There are the circular action slots, which allow only 1 worker to be placed at them at any given time. Then you'll have the rectangular action slots, which allow an unlimited amount of workers to be in them at the same time. Next, you'll have the area names. These will tell you what all the different areas are, and usually you'll find a small action reminder graphic near the name to remind you what actions you can take at that station. Next, you'll have the plate areas. You'll have both an area for clean and dirty plates. Finally, you have the order slots. These will be where new orders are placed. Now, a couple areas around the board may have 3 or 4 chef hats. Now this just signifies that that spot can only be used when you're playing with either 3 or 4 players. Next, you have the player mat. You'll just find several different rows with a pot with a different number along each one of those rows. Next, you have the prestige track. Up at the top of it, you'll have a large grid with many different numbers that even go into the negative. This is where you'll keep track of how many prestige points you have over the course of the game. Note that some of the spaces have 2, 3, or 4 chef hats. This is going to signify when you get a new prestige bonus. Just underneath that grid, you'll find another little 4-slot grid, which signifies the game rounds. This will keep track of which game round you are in. Finally, down at the bottom, you'll have several areas for cards where whenever you earn a prestige card, that's where you'll place them. Next, you'll have the ingredients. They'll be little wooden tokens, and they'll come in these varieties: meats, vegetables, salads, pastas, cheese, and finally bread. Next, you'll have the spices. They'll be the little square cubes. Now there'll be 2 different types. There'll be the smaller square cubes, which are the more common spices, and then you'll have the larger cubes, which are more special spices. And there'll be 3 different colors of the common spices: white, black, and green. And then you'll have 2 of the special spices, which are yellow and red. You will also have 2 other square tokens that will be purple. Those are to use on the prestige tracker to keep track of both rounds and the number of prestige that you have. We have a couple other components that you need to be aware of. First off are these hourglasses. Now these are going to be your workers. They're going to be the ones that you're sending out. Next, you have this kind of cloth bag. It's all white, so it's probably really washed out, but this is a cloth bag. You have a couple tokens that you need to be aware of. First, you have your coin tokens. They come in 1s and 5s, and this just represents the money in the game that you want to earn and be spending. Next, you have the plates. And so there's 4 different types of plates. And this is where you're going to be kind of preparing all of the food. So you've got size 1, 2, 3, and 4. Next, you've got the lock tokens. And so they have the they're double-sided, they have the little lock. Next, you have the unavailable tokens. Finally, you have the malfunction tokens. Now that you know what everything is, let's move on to setup. Step 1, place the game board in the middle of the table in reach of all players. Step 2, separate all of the spices, money, and ingredients into their own respective piles and place them near the game board. Step 3, fill the cloth bag with the spices according to the number of players. Step 4, shuffle all of the upgrade cards together and place them near the office area. Next, reveal the top 2 and place them face up. Finally, take 1 plate of each size, so size 1, 2, 3, and 4, and place them near the upgrade cards. Step 5, give each player a player mat and 2 matching colored hourglasses. Step 6, take any unchosen hourglass color and place one of the hourglasses near the game board standing up. This is the player's helper, which any player can use. Next, take the matching color hourglass and place it laid down near the upgrades. Finally, take any unchosen colored hourglasses and place them back into the box. Step 7, take the prestige tracker and place it near the game board. Next, take one of the purple trackers and place it in the 0 slot in the prestige tracker. Next, take the other purple tracker and place it in round 1 of the round tracker. Finally, take the prestige cards, shuffle them together, and place them face down in a pile on the first prestige slot. Step 8, decide on the difficulty that you want to play. Easy, normal, hard, or very hard. Then choose one of the objectives, either a basic or normal objective. Once that has been picked out, inform everyone of what the goal requirements are and what will need to be met in order to win the game at the end. Step 9, take the orders, shuffle them together, and place them face down near the Mater D section. Step 10, grab either a digital timer or a smartphone with a countdown function and set it to 4 minutes. Step 11, place ingredients, plates, tokens, and orders onto the game board based on the number of players. I'll throw up on screen the different setups for the different amount of players, so be sure to pause it for all of the details. For 1 to 2 players, use this setup. For 3 players, use this setup. And for 4 players, use this setup. Now, that is everything that you need to know in order to set up Kitchen Rush. I hope you enjoyed your dining experience here at Conquering Boredom. If you did, then please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell, because we'll be releasing a lot more videos like this one, as well as our playthroughs and reviews. Also, if you would like to buy this game, you can find a link in the description below. Also, we would love to hear from you, so please leave us a review and let us know what is your favorite dish to prepare. Let us know in the comment section below, as well as if there's any particular game you would like us to play or review. And remember, until next time, good luck conquering.